his road back.
Fifth comeback fight as a light middleweight. The opponent, Reggie Ford from Guyana. The ever-popular Dave Boy Green returns to the ring for the first time since June and meets this colourfully attired gentleman from Guyana, Reggie Ford. 28 years old, Reggie Ford, the same age as Dave Boy Green. And Ford comes in tonight as a substitute. Green was to have fought the Spaniard, Jose Pacheco, but Pacheco's had to pull out with injury. And so Ford, who doesn't fight too often these days, has been brought in. Landing one or two useful punches. Got him with a nice straight left, followed by a very good right uppercut on Green's chin. Green marches on and in, undisturbed. This tough man from the Fens, Dave Green, 28 years old now. Only 3 defeats on his professional record, and all of them came in very important fights. The one against Sugar Ray Leonard. Another one, of course, in another welterweight title fight against Carlos Palomino. And the last defeat he suffered against Jorgen Hansen when he lost the European welterweight title in 3 rounds.
Second round 2.
Harry Gibbs brings them together in the centre of the ring for the second.
Go on.
Green has won 4 fights since the Sugar Ray Leonard debacle, all against overseas opposition. Many faces here. Ford has been a pro now since 1977, well over 4 years, and yet he's only had 14 pro fights with only 7 wins. I remember that Minter-Ford fight in Munich in the Olympics, and Minter left him flat on his back in the second round. Ford is giving Green trouble because Green is cut, and Green is cut near the right eye. You'll see the blood now seeping from the corner of the right eye. He's got a good man in the corner, Danny Holland, Henry Cooper's old cuts man. So Holland will have to earn his money tonight and stop that. Doesn't look like a dangerous cut at the moment. It's right in the corner, not bleeding much. Oh, he's got him over. Right hand. Oh my word, is this going to be another of those nights for Dave Green? He looks a bit unsteady on the pins, and he's been whacked all over the place. Having a job to keep his gloves up and keep the punches up and keep the legs moving. And the bell has come not a moment too soon for Green, who's cut and has been on the floor. And Dave Boy Green, in the 5th fight of his comeback as a light middleweight, suddenly faces another terrible crisis here in the Albert Hall. Let's just have a look and see what happened. He came charging in, wide open. Left hand, another one to the top of the head. And a right hand slices down the side of Green's jaw. And look at that expression. That is Dave Boy Green saying to himself, come on, my boy, I've got to do better than this. Now then, we'll see whether he can pull things together. Green looks as though he's determined, but somehow it's almost as though he's pulling his arms through water. It's such a struggle to get the punches across. It's almost as though he can hardly lift the arms up to punch. There doesn't seem to be anything at all behind those punches of Green's. He's levering them through. It's like a man on a bike who can just about get his legs pedaling, but not getting anywhere. Ford sees another chance here. What a good job that bell has come again. That's the second time in a row that bell has come when Green is in trouble. Let's have another look at the way that round ended. Green at this stage should be making such an effort to get punches through and getting nowhere, and then suddenly Ford comes at him and Green can only stand there with his chin open, exposed, and Ford catching him with uppercuts as the bell comes to save Green again.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Well, Green has got a real struggle on his hands here now. This is scheduled for 10 rounds. And this is only the 4th. And he hasn't anywhere near begun to get going yet. And every time Ford opens up, he seems to be sapping something vital out of the former European champion. None of Green's punches so far has had any effect whatever. He's beginning to stare at Ford open-mouthed. Now then, Boy Green has got all sorts of problems here, because if one eye is shutting, as it is, then his judgment of distance begins to be imperiled, and he's taking punches too easily. And Andy Smith here must feel in his heart that Green has about 2 rounds left, I suspect, to pull something out of the bag here, or else.
Seconds out, round 5.
So with one eye half shut, the left, Dave Boy Green comes tearing out here to try to save something from this. Supporters setting up a somewhat desperate chant in the background to try and revive their man. Nothing now but raw, brave, unbridled aggression now from Green. Can change this, and that's what he's trying to produce. Ford has done little in this round. Whether he's taking a breather or whether perhaps the going is beginning to get too hard for him, I'm not sure, but he's done nothing.
Head down.
Break.
No doubt at all that Ford is slowing down, and that's given Green a little extra encouragement. And Reggie Ford from Guyana, the man who has so closely come to providing a disastrous night for Green, now suddenly looks as though he's not too interested in the proceedings. And Harry Gibbs in the other corner is having a word with Andy Smith and Dave Boy Green, and I think Harry Gibbs is calling it off and awarding it to Ford. Gibbs and that corner have decided that Green is not in a sufficiently good state to go on, and Harry Gibbs is showing a little compassion and consideration for Green.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Green was retired by his corner at the end of the 5th round. Ford is the winner.
And the official decision is that Green has been retired by his corner, and that was prompted by Harry Gibbs' query in the corner as to whether he was fit to go on. And Dave Boy Green, the Fen Tiger, is crying with disappointment and frustration.
I would just like
Andy Smith is making
to
an
announce
announcement.
to you tonight that that is the last round of boxing you saw the Fen Tiger now.
And that is the end of Dave Boy Green's career. Here in the Albert Hall, in his 41st professional fight, Green crying his eyes out that it's over. 7 years of professionalism has come to an end, and the whole of the Albert Hall crowd now are rising to their feet and giving Green the farewell he deserves. And that must be quite one of the most emotional and dramatic moments in any boxing ring.
First, I would like to say thank you very much for supporting me for this last 7 years. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I just can't take it yet. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dave Boy Green.
Sad goodbye
Thank you.
of Dave Boy Green. Some tough hearts around that ring softened last night when Green's farewell was announced. Here on Sports Night, Green's all-action style thrilled us many times, and that's the way we'll remember him. There we go. Right hand, swinging right hand. You should have seen it coming. Came from a mile back. He's only just made it up at 9. And we're only less than a minute and a half into the round. And he's got him again with another right, and that might be enough. That's the one. That was a good left underneath. That really was. So once again, the tide turns, this time in Green's favour again. And Stracy looks as though he's going, but he's looked like that before and come back. Round 10. The eyes giving him all sorts of trouble, and Green's giving him even more, and it's stopped and Stracy's beaten. And Green has done it. British boxing will miss the Fen Tiger.